Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They'll run it. Freeman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Ryan's pass taken in by Ridley, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here now the offensive starters for Atlanta.
And they should come in pretty well rested, because they had their open week last week. Ideally, all teams want to have that open week later in the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off, rest up, heal up.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Stafford. That is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now to Galladay on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Third and long. It's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Ryan. And he's got Fitzgerald.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Ryan will throw again. Can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Devon Kennard just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Here's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses, because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 14-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Lions now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Able to fight through one tackle. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you're doing like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
In your face.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Stafford now to throw. Caught by Jones. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line.
Let's go. Big series right here. We got to step it ahead.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean 1st half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter.
Coming for his son. Coming for his son.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
22.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Devon Kennard able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. On the draw, this is Ingram. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. This is fielded at the 7. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd in Philly, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. He finds an opening past the 40. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Mike 25. Two times.
On 2nd and 11 now. Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. To throw on 3rd down. Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there, and they're going for it on 4th. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Coming to you. Watch out. Tight end, ready to go.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They bring Rashawn Melvin on the corner blitz, and he gets there. Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions to take over. They were losers a week ago to the Bears, but they lead things here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
They go to Johnson again. Johnson, it's poked free. Football's out. And the Falcons grab it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Gano now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him. That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. On first down, it's Stafford. He's got his man on the crossing route. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Let's go.
Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing again. Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing again is Stafford. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Stafford looks to throw again. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And Bryant's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff...
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big run there by Freeman. And even 70 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They run, Devontae Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On second down now, it's Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons push further out in front. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. With their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. Ryan now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. The pass from Ryan complete to Freeman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
I got you, son. I got you, son. Wait.
Now Ito Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to...
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Gano for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 9-play drive. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Draw play, Ingram now. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Throwing is Stafford, and the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. Now a hit and a loose football.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 46 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
Play action. It's Ryan. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Rashawn Melvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Check. Lucky.
To throw is Stafford. Caught by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a 1st down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Stafford. They go screen. This is Ingram. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Ryan to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over. That game's gone final in Indianapolis. And give that one to the Texans as they wind up winners. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Out of the gun, Stafford. He dumps it down to Ingram. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Stafford now to throw. This one complete to Ingram. From the 50, Stafford. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Here's Sam Martin now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.